Hello, everybody. This is Katie Baylog, one of the DIS team, and today we're going to talk about Canvas assignments. And joining me is Derek Albright and Brad Cogdale.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining, as always.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm going to give it just a couple minutes to see if we can get a few more people to join. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section throughout our broadcast, and we'll try to answer those questions as we go along. Today, again, we're talking about Canvas assignments. We're going to look at focusing on the online, mostly the online submission, including annotations, and a bit about the RCE. So I hope you guys are all looking forward to that and have been playing around in your Canvas courses to get started.
While we're waiting, do you want to introduce where you're from and what you do?
Sure. I am Katie Baylog. I am the DIS at Riley High School. I've been a DIS this is my 8th year here as a DIS, and I've worked in multiple buildings at this point. And Mr. Cogdale, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a DIS at 2 buildings, Jefferson Middle School and Clay International, and this is I'm working my 7th year in this position.
Yeah, my name is Derek Albright. I'm the coordinator of digital integration for South Bend Schools. Been a teacher for 10 plus years in the corporation, and have currently been in this role for a little over 3 years now. We put these webinars on hopefully to extend a little bit more time in learning, but also to just to show some tips and tricks, and as always, put a little bit more tools in your tool bag, whether it's learning about Canvas or those tech tools. And like I say in every webinar that we've done this year so far, as always, thank you for coming this afternoon after a work day. But also, too, if you get something out of this, whether it's something small, something big, hopefully it's something. And then hopefully, the best thing to do if you can is, let other people know about it. We want as many people to come here as possible that we can, just to extend it and try to, help out as much as we can in the time that we are given. So if you got something out of it, utilize it. And we're always there. Your building DIS, they are there to have questions. If there's something that, you take away from this and it's just not, going how you thought, reach out to them and they can assist you with that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move to my screen. And this is my Canvas course. This is actually a Canvas course where we have some tutorials where it already has some example of Canvas assignments. So right now I am in modules because for me, I personally like to build in modules. It allows me to create whatever I want in here and not have to go and place things into sections where I want them. So the first type of assignment I want to show you is how to create one. So I'm going to go here to the plus in my module and click create assignment. And from here I can give it a name, and I'm just going to do this one as a text box example. And it's going to throw that to the bottom of my module because it's not open yet. And then I'm going to click edit when I get here. All right, so in your Canvas assignment, you have a few different parts. So you have this part right here, which is called the RCE, and this allows you to insert anything that you want students to read or interact with, but not like give you back or edit or change anything in this box. So for example, you can insert a Google Doc from your drive. You can insert or slides or a spreadsheet. You can insert something you've created in Canva. You can also insert some plugins, and as well as do things like click those 3 dots and get some more options, including embedding things like a YouTube video. It's very rich and can do lots of things. I just want to show you real quick the YouTube video. I think the Google Doc or Google object will allow you to go into your drive and just click whatever you want and insert it. Here, I'll insert some instructions on how to use our recording device stuff at Riley here, how we work our auditorium supplies. And it's just a set of Google Slides. And it's fits right in there, and I can type in here and explain something. I can also insert a YouTube video, and I went ahead and grabbed a YouTube video. And I'm going to share this link right here. And in your YouTube video, what you want to grab is this embed code. And you're going to click and copy that embed information. And then go back to your assignment and click this little cloud looking icon. And then paste that in there, and it will insert that YouTube video right into the RCE. So anything, any directions or anything you want the kids to see.
Katie, we're still just seeing the YouTube video at this moment.
Yep.
Thanks. I forgot to switch tabs.
Got to toggle the share.
I know. Okay. So let me go back to what I just did. I went right here to this cloud icon. Let me go back. This cloud icon right here. I click this cloud icon, and then I pasted that YouTube information in, and it inserts it right into the RCE. So thanks, guys. So whatever you want to do, and if there's something that you really are trying to do and you need help with, your DIS can help you more with that RCE. So now today we're going to focus on some of these submission types you have with students. Right now I have this on no submission. But if I click to online, I have options such as text entry box. So say I wanted the students to write me a paragraph about the YouTube video and the documentations. Maybe I want them to write directions on how to use the system, the audio system at Riley High School. So I would add a text entry box and then give it a date, include it in PowerSchool if you want to. I'm going to leave it without those things so I don't have to insert a date, but I'm going to save and publish down there at the bottom. So this is save and published, and this is what I see as the teacher. But then if I want to view as a student, this is what the students would see. So they would see my slide deck, which they can go through the pages on. They can see the YouTube videos that I've inserted. And then they have this whole RCE for themselves really to insert, write, and insert information to. It's the same RCE that was on the other page pretty much, I think. I don't think there's anything out of it. Yep, it has all the same icons. And then they can submit the assignment when they're done.
And just a reminder for that rich content editor, when you do embed or when you do put anything from your Google Drive in there, it is viewable only. It is not editable by the students. It is view only when you do it in the rich content editor.
Right. So here's another example of a text entry type assignment. The directions are all here up at the top with questions for the student to answer. There's some technical support information. And then if I were to look at this as a student, again, they have all of that information. And then right down here, they can toggle back and forth from their questions up here. They can even copy the questions and paste them into their document so that they could then answer them. Some of the benefits of this is that students aren't navigating away from Canvas. It simplifies answering and submitting an assignment. It's as easy as typing in there and clicking submit.
The other nice thing that I like about when you type something, when you're doing assignment like up above there, and you type text in, the students can use the immersive reader, and they can actually translate anything that you type. Now, it won't work if you embed a Google document; it won't translate that document. But if you type in instructions in when you're putting this assignment together, up in the top right, they can actually do what's it called now?
Immersive
reader, and they can actually pick the language, and it'll actually translate it into whatever language that they need. It'll read it to them. So that's a nice feature that's built in there as well.
And just hit play right here.
Assignment overview. Guidelines.
Okay. And there's some reading preferences. So those are the options for that immersive text reader. Thanks, Brad. Okay. So are there any questions about a text entry video? Or, I mean, assignment, excuse me.
And just a reminder, if you do have any questions as we're going through the process or in general, just throw those in the chat and we'll be monitoring that throughout the webinar to answer any questions you might have, whether it's when Mrs. Baylog is going through something or at the end. Feel free to throw any questions you have in the comment section.
Okay. The second type of submission I'm going to go through is student annotation. I'm going to show you the example that we have here first, and then I'm going to show you how to create something similar. So here's an example of a student annotation. The student annotation assignment will allow students to write on like a PDF or a PDF document, just like you would for like Kami or some other type of assignment. And I'm going to show you what it looks like as the student first, so you see what like a student would be seeing. So here is the student. They get this PDF and they have tools that they can write on this PDF document. So for some of these, they can make a comment. So they could make a comment and it lets them say, I think it's answer B and why, you know, blah, 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 right? They can use a highlighter tool and highlight pieces that they want to highlight. In order to get rid of it, say like right now, I just highlighted a lot of stuff and I don't necessarily want all of that highlighted. There's a trash can near whatever the thing was that I highlighted, so I can delete it. They can add a text box. Say you want them to add a text box to a document. Answer B because blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing geometry today. It was not my favorite subject, so we'll go there. They can change the font color and they can change the background to have a background behind their answer as well. And it just leaves it there. Oops. Yeah, I'll delete that one. Say they wanted to move this, they didn't like where it was, they can just drag and drop it wherever they want it to go. Another tool that they have in here is a strike through tool. So say that you're wanting them to eliminate answers they know are wrong. They could strike through, whoops, that did a lot. Let's go there and trash that. There's the trash. There, strike through tool. Another tool that they have is a writing tool. So they can draw in different colors and explain things. It's just like a pen. And again, they can trash it if they want. Trash.
Also, too, notice on every one of those tools, there's a document, a line with a document that goes out to the right, and that, if you click on that, is a place that, just like Katie showed in that drop, is a place for them to type. But that's pretty much almost in every single tool that it'll line item out to that box over there.
Yeah, and then there's this last one that allows you to like create a box around something, like select something, and then there they can leave a comment of whatever it is that they wanted to do. So again, say for answering, you wanted them to just circle the answer and then explain why it is that answer. You know, I think it's B because on, right? So that annotation tool is really cool. Like, so I know a lot of people were struggling with other tools that we've used in the past, and they want their students to be able to write right on a PDF. The annotation tool is great for that. They can highlight a story and write comments. They could, so doing notes as they're reading a document, and anything you can think of. One of the other examples that I created to show you, the example I have that to create an assignment. So we'll go ahead and create one of these documents. Is again, I'm going to go, whoops, I'm still in the student view. I'm going to add an item, and this one I'm going to do a map test example. And it's down here at the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and edit it. And I'm going to go ahead and skip down to my submission type, which is online. And then I'm going to choose student annotation. And here it allows me to upload a file. So earlier I found this map so that you can create a map test. It's just a map of the United States. It's all blank. And then again, I'm going to assign it and I'm going to save and publish it. And then to look at that, it is a student view. Of course, I would give directions of some kind, fill in this map using the tools in the annotation, name all of the states. Let's see how long it takes this to load. And then when there's space, you have enough room to write the whole state's name. Brad and I earlier today were giving ourselves a little test. Montana. And I can just leave it right there. Yay. Okay, but then there's all these small states over here where it might be better for them to use one of these other tools, like this one right here, where they can drop a pin and then say that that is Connecticut. But let's see if I can spell Connecticut. That will be the next problem. Thank goodness. Hopefully there is a tool for that helps me. It gave me a spell check tool. All right.
Katie, at the top there's that arrow that goes both ways. Does that make the whole thing full screen?
Yes, it does. Makes it full screen, and then there's zoom in and out. So they need to make it bigger to help them, or they need to make it smaller. And again, there's all these choices of colors right here. And if they want to download it, they can download the annotated PDF.
When you say they, the students or the teacher or both?
This is from the student view. Like from my student view, it would allow the student to save that document to their own device if they want to. But yeah, they're able to download that PDF. So say you have a family at home that wants to print it for their student because they're struggling with the online version of it. They can download it and print it themselves. And let me get back to the full view, or back to this view as a student. I'm trying to think, does anybody else have anything they think of that people would want to see on this?
And does this work with image files like JPEGs as well as PDF? I know it works with PDFs. Does it work with other?
Let me leave a student. Let me leave and see if I've got an image I can insert. Pretty sure. I bet it does. Let's see if it says specifically the file type. Let me trash. Let's see if I have an image. Well, here's an image. Looks like it loaded. So an image file works too. Save. And then view as a student. And there we go. There's an image of the document that they can write and draw on and make notes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty. I mean, it's open to a lot of files. It seems like the only ones that don't are like SQL files, plain text files. But it seems like it's fairly open to, I'd say, the most common ones that you can upload in there.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back to my module. Those assignments that I created are all here at the bottom, but I can quickly move them up into whatever section that I want. And also this text box goes up here. And I can move it to the side or increase the indent as I need to. I can also delete it because that was just me playing around in our course here. But okay. Do we have any questions about annotation examples?
Not at this time.
Okay, so next I'm going to scroll down here to if you want your students to create something and then share a link with you. For example, we have an art journal in our examples here. This is where you just want the students to give you a URL. So for example, in this assignment, submit a public link to your weekly art journal for review. Say they're using another tool to create their journal and they just need to share the link with you. Seeing that as a student, this is what it would look like for them. They're seeing your directions and images, and then they are just solely given a website URL for them to submit. It's pretty simple. So anything that you want the kids to give you a link to, say you're asking them to search for a resource, and a good resource for something they're researching, they could submit the website for that resource for them. So, I mean, it's just a different type of example. But it's pretty clear cut, this one. If you have questions, we can go back to it. But that is the website URL. And then media recording. So media recordings is pretty cool. Oops, sorry, that's going to go to Derek talking about media recordings. So we're going to move on to the next one. This is an example of a media recording assignment where you're asking the kids to record. So a lot of us back in the day were able to use Flipgrid, and we don't have access to it anymore. But you can have the kids make a video and like a response to your question. It'll give them a certain a good length of time. I'm not sure, Derek, is there a limit amount? Is it 10 minutes?
Not to my knowledge. I'll try to find it real quick.
Right. So say you wanted the kids to record something live to you, or just a quick answer so that they can explain something to you. This type of question will allow them to do that. Again, I'm going to show you, not the immersive reader. I'm going to show you the student view. I'm in student view, actually. Students are able to record media or upload media. So say the student didn't want to use the media recorder in Canvas, they could record somewhere else and upload it. But the media recording has, hi everybody, has a mic and allows you to record and allows you to use the webcam. So if they don't want to put their webcam on, they can turn it off and it would just be an audio recording, or they can turn their webcam on and it would record both audio and video. And they would simply click record. Hi, this is what I think. And they could finish. One thing that it doesn't allow them to do is edit. They can start over, but it doesn't allow them to edit in this tool. So some students might choose to just record somewhere else and then upload it. But giving them that option to record media allows them both options to record and upload media.
So there isn't a strict time limit. It just kind of like anything else. The recommended length is like probably 5 to 10 minutes, just because of file size, buffering, all those things when you're doing recordings like that. One thing I wanted to mention too, speaking on the earlier submission like that, the text box entry, you do have the option, students do have the option to record in that text box entry as well. Oh. They do have that musical note. I mean, essentially the same way that that you would do. I show that feature to teachers all the time where they can click on it and record their directions. Students have that same capacity where they can click on that note and they can record it. So you could, even without doing a media upload, they could still do that same option with the video recording or audio recording.
So that option's in here. I haven't used that option.
Just to the right there. Yep.
Use media.
No, you should go back. Go that same. Yep. Upload.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. And then record tab.
Record is here. Gotcha.
I mean, and same thing like if and that's a good option to give them, whether they, text or record. And same option like for discussions. I mean, if you're doing a discussion board or a discussion in Canvas, they don't have to type it out if you don't want them to. They can add, they have the rich content editor. They can add Google files. They can add video and audio. They can type. They can do all those things. So the rich content editor really is, like Mrs. Bailey was saying, it is a very powerful tool that they can utilize. But in this submission, it gives them the option without, having to have just media, right? And that's what's nice about the Canvas assignments is there's always options you can initially have, so you're not limiting students in, their mastery.
Right. So right here is that upload and record is right there. Just want to show that again. So there's like the YouTube music icon, upload, record media, or you have some other media within their Canvas course that they already have, right? So, okay.
And Katie, there's a response that they were really glad to know about that feature. So awesome. Thanks for showing them that.
Yeah, great. Okay. So another feature that you have available to you is just a file upload, right? So file upload is any file that you want them to upload. So in this example, we've got a 5-paragraph argumentative essay answering a prompt. And then they must have clear answer to the prompt, and you use pieces of evidence, and they're simply going to upload a file. So viewing as a student, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to scroll down to this. Again, they have access to do their webcam. If they have files saved on their Canvas, they also can pull from their Google Drive, would be right here. If they have something in Canva that they've created, it would be right here. Or if they have something saved to their computer, whether it's their Chromebook or their home computer, they could upload the file there.
Yeah, with all the integrations we have with Canva, with Google Assignments and all that, the upload file would be a hard one just because there's so many that are just right there within Canvas.
Right.
A lot of times you're not. Not saying that you would never ever use it, because there definitely are unique circumstances in which you would have students download something if it's on a different web-based platform or something they're doing outside of classroom. It could be something that they are, like with that webcam photo, they could be something they're holding up and taking a picture of, right? So something like that. So there are applications for it, just with the integration. It'd be hard to find something that's not utilized within the integration for like a media recording or Canva or their Drive.
Yeah, I think that this one has been confusing since they changed what this looks like. It used to say Google Drive, and now it says Google Assignment. So students weren't sure how they upload a Google Doc or a Google product of any kind from this file submission. And I mean, I personally prefer to do a Google assignment, which we talked about prior weeks when we're doing this. But if you didn't do it that way, there's still a way for those kids to submit that assignment. You submit their Google or anything in their Drive through this option. And Canva's got so many great tools that it's a great place to check out and have students creating and building things now too. So that will bring next week or 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah, Canva, we're going to do a training in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The other nice thing is all the things that you're talking about, the different assignments, you can select all of them that you want to have available. So you don't have to even pick one. So you could have some annotation, somebody doing a video, somebody doing a text box. So you could really differentiate if you have kids that one method wouldn't work for them. You can select all the ones that you want them to have access to.
Right. So I'll just go here and show you that you can click all these boxes. You can, click them all if you want to. It gives the kids options, right? That's what you're saying, Brad?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let's check and see what we've got else on our list here. So file upload. Some other forms of submission, people just want kids to turn whatever it is on paper. So again, we've got an example here of an assignment where we're asking the kids to do something and then they're going to submit it on paper. And again, let me go to that student view. So it's just the directions, right? They're turning whatever it is to you on paper, but it still allows you in your grade book to grade whatever that assignment is and have that field. So especially if you are syncing your grades to PowerSchool, you're doing all your grading in Canvas, it gives you that space to have the students submit to you on paper and still grade it in Canvas. I'm just going to leave that view and go back to my modules where I also we have a no submission file. So they're not turning anything in, right? Or what are they doing here? Let's see.
Presentation.
They're giving a presentation live.
Yes. Yeah, so sometimes like I think an application on that would be something where maybe it's a participation or you have a station rotation and you're going off of that and you're just kind of observing students on what they're doing. And so then you're kind of walking around, with the computer or have it at your desk, you're taking notes, however you're doing it. And then like the on paper submission, you're still getting that column in your grade book. If your sync is set up, it's still pushing it that way. So you don't have to manually go from Canvas to PowerSchool or anything like that. or not go to Canvas. So you can still keep track of that assignment straight into Canvas and still utilize that within the gradebook. But there are, tons of applications you could have for it. Probably the most, I would say, the easiest one would just be like a participation grade, right?
Right.
You're viewing them, you're observing students are doing what they should be doing, and then you're giving certain levels of grades depending on what you're observing.
Right. So in your gradebook, it's going to give you that field to just put those grades in for students. Oops, there's people in this course. Sorry about that. This is we don't actually have physical assignments in this course. This is just the people in my staff who look at this tutorial course. Okay. So those are the main assignments that are available within Canvas. Again, last time we talked about Google assignments, and I believe in further courses, we're going to talk about all the other external tools, right? Today, we were just focused on those online assignments. Does anybody have any questions or something that they want to do or trying to learn how to do that they would like to see? It's pretty quiet.
Can you scroll down to the offline real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is something.
Yeah.
These are things I created. Yep.
No comments at this time.
Okay. Well, that's what we have for you today in our installment of Canvas online assignments. And I'm gonna.
And then we have stuff for PGP points, right? That we can post.
Yeah, let me share that banner so that you guys can get your PGPs. You're going to go to pulse.kickup.co and the code is D3KEMJ.
And it's not case sensitive either.
No, not case sensitive.
Yep. Yeah, so hopefully you got something out of this. The biggest thing, especially with with Canvas, and in learning really any tool, right, is just playing. Whether that's in your sandbox and doing what Mrs. Baylog was doing with the test student and using that test student to go all the way through submission, and utilizing it that way. That way it's not you're just throwing up an assignment and then you're, kind of seeing how it goes. Use that test assignment for these Canvas assignments because you can take it all the way up to submission. And then as the teacher, you can actually go view the assignment and see, how the grade book looks, how the grading works, the feedback, test the feedback features out. You can do all of that within your sandbox and in your instance of Canvas. So just play. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get comfortable utilizing any new tool in general, but especially in here. And then, get good at one way you are turning in assignments or understand what you want from it and then continue to build upon that. You're not going to be the master of everything within it because there's a lot of options, but the better you understand, right? And then as you're doing your assignments, the better you can understand, okay, what is my submission type and what are ways maybe I can improve upon this depending on the options I have as a submission type. And if anybody has any issues getting into KickUp or with the code or anything in general, just let one of us know and we'll get you squared away. But as always, we appreciate your time, appreciate you coming out to these. That was mentioned earlier, in 2 weeks, we'll have in the PL newsletter coming up, we'll have registration for Canva coming out in the next one for our Tech Tool Spotlight. And so we'll continue with that. And like I said, if you got something out of here, whether it be big or small, that's awesome. And then, tell anybody who you think might benefit from, these webinars, whether it is the Tech Tool or Canvas or both. Our hope is to build community, to continue to, give you features and tools, anything new coming out, or just building upon, some solid foundations that you already have.
And then Derek, the video of these trainings are being posted as well, correct?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, I just got to edit.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So we'll stay on. We'll stay on until everybody is off. If you don't have any questions, but we'll stay on. If nothing else, if we don't hear of anything, we'll end it at 5:10. Other than that, we'll call it a day. Jackie, the videos will be posted on our digital integration specialist website. I'm a little behind because, like I said, I got to edit them, but I do have some up there. But I'll share with you the link to that.
I got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yep. Wait. That was right.
Yeah, I just reposted it.
Yep, that site has a lot of tools on it. There is a tech hub that has links to how to see what curriculum products we have and how it connects with Canva or Clever, or how you get into it. And then that technology PD has our newsletters that we've sent out in the past, the webinars, and our PD calendar.
And one feature that we've just added is all the DIS have access to Canvas accounts. So if you're struggling with Canvas, sorry, the DIS, even if they're not in the building right there, they can actually see and help manage your Canvas account if you'd like them to.
Yeah, or just test something. I've gone in and just tested something that somebody was nervous about posting, and tried it out for them so that they knew everything was going to go smoothly when they went to class. Oh, sorry.
So reach out to the DIS. We love helping teachers. So just let us know if you have anything that you need.
Yeah, we also like seeing what you guys are creating because it helps us share ideas of what's happening out there and all the cool, amazing things people are doing with Canvas in their classroom, and share those great ideas so that we're all doing better and learning more, because none of us know everything about Canvas, that's for sure. We're all just trying to share what we do know and help everybody get better.
And one of the things that I love hearing from teachers who have a set of students and are working with them is it's one of the things as DIS, we don't have that opportunity to have a class of students. So we're helping teachers mostly. So when we get a teacher who's using it in the classroom with their students, we see the things that are working and not working, and we can get a better feel of, how to help teachers as well. So again, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
You're welcome, Jackie. Thank you.
Did everybody get their kick up?
I think so. We'll stay on for about another 2 minutes. We'll do it at 5:10, and then we'll be off if nothing else.
Great.
Have a great night.